Hey guys, welcome back to the ESL Pro League Southeast Asia Closed Qualifiers. It's the grand final day. It's the final day of these qualifiers. Day number 5, and it might also be a bad day for Lucid Dream by the looks of things. 16-4 the result there on their own map pick, but in the favor of Signature. And now they've got 1 life left in this best of 5.
Yeah, and it doesn't look promising because Signature just came in, pretty much boom, boom, boom. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, not much more to say about it, really.
I mean, I could go into the in-depth in terms of Lucid Dream weren't playing bad, but they weren't connecting all the shots they needed to, and Signature were just going full, I don't know, just full demolition mode. They were just, it just looked like stat padding, honestly, for most of them.
Yeah, especially J9 in the first, probably third of the game there. 20 frags in, like, maybe just 10 rounds?
Yeah, 10 rounds. I think he
rounds?
hit 20 frags in 10 rounds. I mean, he did slow down, so that was a consolation prize.
Yeah, I could have hit the 30 in 20 rounds, I reckon. But anyway, didn't quite get there. All in all, though, a very, very solid performance from Signature. It didn't seem like there was a weak link really there. I thought, okay, maybe PP Overdose with the AWP wasn't quite hitting the shots that you'd want, but realistically, it didn't matter too much. And for Lucid Dream, there needs to be a lot of things fixed. Pretty much everything needs to be fixed.
I mean, you look at Overpass, we can say it's a map for AWPing, but the way that the rifles are set up is not really conditional for how the AWP can kind of operate. You can see PP Overdose at the end of it just went, we got the money for the AWP, but I'm just going to rifle instead. I feel like I have more impact, which is...
I feel like he did too.
Which is something we don't see very often in terms of the SEA region. I can't remember the amount of times I've been triggered by a guy that's not performing with the AWP, and I'm just going, dude, just drop it. Like, you can clearly see you're not performing with it. It is such a detriment to your economy. Just rifle up instead. And PP Overdose actually does that, and he definitely was serviceable with the rifle.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't have been as much of a problem for Signature because they had so much money anyway. But you're right. I do give you some credit for that because it is something that we see quite a bit, especially in these Southeast Asia qualifiers. A lot of the time, the AWPs just they don't have the impact, but they continue to buy them. They continue to put themselves in that hole, economically speaking. And can't get out of it.
And you look like a team like, say, for example, look at Boot Dreamscape as an example. I'm not saying that Splashy can't use the AWP because when he's on, right, you have to give him an AWP because he just destroys teams. But when he's not on, sometimes you do see him rifling instead. If the economy doesn't really allow for it and they really need to get the rounds, he's a very serviceable rifler, and they're not trying to invest everything into getting the AWP, and then people have to go for Masters at SMGs. So that's a bit of a difference. I didn't really get to see the AWP, obviously, on the side of Lucid Dream. They didn't have the money to run it, obviously, at the end of the day. But coming into Inferno, I mean, AWPing is obviously very important in terms of taking control of Nana. How are Lucid Dream going to approach the CT side, and what is Signature going to be doing? Are they going to be taking more default control? They're going to be going in pretty quickly. They weren't really tested on the T side on Overpass. They were given a pretty big gift, in all honesty. Taking that Glock round where they were able to pretty much shut down the game from there, that didn't really fill me with hope once again.
To be fair, they probably should have won the pistols, so Lucid kind of gave themselves a second chance, and then they threw it away. In the end, we're on to an Inferno right now, with a 2-0 advantage for Signature. 1 last life left for Lucid Dream, and they're moving on to Signature's map choice. Important choice of whether or not they're going to start on the CT or the T side here. Either can work, but for Lucid, it's not a map that we've seen them play too much. I don't think the T side is going to be particularly preferable.
They're going to start the CT side, 100%, unless they have they think they can play the T side. But like I was saying earlier, I don't think many of these teams inside SEA understand the fundamentals to an insane amount of depth that you see from the European side, or even the North American side these days. So,
yep, Lucid on the CT side.
A lot of utility already from Signature Gaming. So with 2 smokes,
this is looking bad, I think.
Oh no, go back and get the bomb. What are you doing, lads? Reality. He's got the check of reality. He's going back and picking up the package. Good on him.
Somebody needs the bomb. But I'm just having a look across the stats here for the guys on Lucid, on Inferno, and Kevin, they don't play it.
Yeah.
Like, they literally haven't played it in the last 3 months.
And
they lost to Boom on it.
This is a pretty nice setup, actually. So Zendi gets the 2 pick pretty much on the back of the defensive flashbang, and Just Cause also peeking out as well. Oh, this is not looking good right now for Signature Gaming, as Lucid Dream, once again, should be able to pick up another pistol. So they'll make it 3 out of 3.
Yeah, well, if nothing else, at least their pistols have been good. Karagi is going to make something interesting of it there, at least with that headshot, but he does drop. Lots of money over for Signature, however, with the recent changes. They get a 2nd round losers bonus instead of a 1st round losers bonus, so that's why most of them are above 2K there. PP Overdose at 1900. They can save through here and they can get a full buy next round pretty much, or they can force buy into this round and then get a really good 4th round buy anyway. Looks like it's going to be the save for Signature.
And I'd agree with that decision because you want the AK-47s, you want utility, you want to make sure that the CT economy can't really build up. So that's why a lot of people were talking about how they didn't really like the changes. And even in this round, it's not really a given just yet, considering the fact that Signature Gaming have a lot of control. We've seen the damage that they can do with Glocks, but Just Cause is in a position alongside the M4 to mow this down, and the rotation has come around. Much better hold coming out from Lucid Dream this time around.
Easy done. Now, I did give you a bad stat there on Inferno for Lucid Dream, where they just don't really play it, it seems. The last time they actually did play it was all the way back in June. But what is a bit of a curveball is that they actually beat MVP PK on this map in June. So you give me a bit of a, like, what's going on their face, and you'd be correct, because MVP PK are supposed to be pretty good on that map.
I mean, that was in June, right? So MVP were... there's two forms of MVP. Just like any Korean pro gaming team, is that they either...
they had Minizeta. It must have been when Minizeta just joined.
They're either demons or they underestimate their opponents and lose.
Well, Zyne was a demon, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, well, he's always a demon.
He was 28 and 17, but everyone else on his team was going negative, so a little unfortunate for MVP in that case, but maybe a small semblance of hope for Lucid Dream with that result. Though I've got to say, this still is going to be quite favourable for Signature in this matchup. 5v5 though, with the rifles out. A lot of damage done by the utility early on here for Lucid. J9 just going to be sitting in the banana there, waiting to see if there'll be a push from the CT side, which at the moment, there has not been. Starting to run out of utility on both sides of the map now, though, with a minute left on the clock. It's going to start to come down to who can rifle a little bit better here.
Got to be hitting some sharp entries. Leave, trying to just find some damage to the smoke. Still a lot of time for Signature to work with, in all honesty. They've got this top bracket control, about a minute left in the round. Want to fly. This is a really strong spot. I really love this position behind the haystack. A lot of Ts don't check it and don't expect it. And it also just maintains a bit more of control over Diggity side as well.
Well, progression smoke is available for Signature as they'll make their way up in toward Arch and wrap in through there. Leaf appears ready for it, but there's two players here, so at worst case scenario, it should be a 1-for-1 at least for Signature, but in the end, Leaf just gets dropped. Nice little trade there from Zendi, but there's still another player to deal with, and Husky hits a very sharp shot indeed. If he on the site alone, he'll get dropped. Husky's having a great game by the looks of things, and transferring it over from Overpass. Signature will win the first gun round, no problems at all. It was, to an extent, a bonus round where Lucid did save a couple of SMGs through, so they can force into this one.
But this is the difference. You can see right now is that if you decide to go for the M4s early on for Lucid Dream, even though it was a clean anti-eco, you just don't have that much cash, honestly. And you can see that the damage, I mean, this is the change in the patch in terms of the meta, where before on the CT side, you can see the two clean anti-ecos, so even if Signature... Imagine if Signature got the bomb plant down in the pistol round. Yeah,
it could have been even worse. They would have had more utility, that's for sure. Leaf straight out with the AWP. I don't know that Signature will expect this straight away. Now they know, and they haven't really suffered anything in gathering that information because Leaf doesn't connect the shot. That's much more favourable for Signature now as they spread out across the map. Just bleeding a bit of the CT utility. Now we've only got one smoke, one incendiary, an HE nade and two flashbangs on the CT side for Lucid Dream. Not to mention the fact that two of their players don't even have rifles or an AWP. A very, very weak looking buy right now for them. But that HE nade is going to do a lot of damage to Husky, so they've certainly got their value out of that one. And all the utility is over on the B bomb site, so that's where it needs to be at the moment for Lucid. But in comes Signature. Husky completely flashed out, not sure by his team or by the CTs. Doesn't matter though, 2 for 2 on the entry, and that's good enough for Signature. Will give them control of the bomb site and allow the bomb plant to go down. They do have some players that are low on HP, and they also, for their own right, don't have much utility to hold off these CTs on the retake. So it's a chance for Lucid here.
Yeah, Wanna Fly is going to be coming in a little bit late, but he doesn't have that rifle. Just Cause with the CZ can be sprinting in as the first point of contact. They can try to trade each other out. Smoke's going to come in, but they know where one is at the very least. Reality, has his foot been spotted? J9 going to be spotting the corner, and then Karagi is going to come across, but he doesn't get the shot onto the AWPer. Wanna Fly trying to, I think, push him through the CT smoke. Husky has been watching that the entire time, so Leaf, at the end, has to save the AWP. Signature do manage to complete a round. Was close, though. They blind committed on that B site. Could have been a 3-man stack.
It's close, but it's good enough for Signature to break the economy of Lucid. That's the real takeaway here. 2 gun rounds now in the favor of Signature. Lucid Dream are going to have to eco. There's the AWP out for Leaf, but hasn't had the impact at all, really, either on Overpass or on Inferno just yet. And throughout these entire qualifiers, I've got to be honest, I don't think Leaf has been the most impactful of AWPers. So I'm not going to be having too much faith in Lucid here to be able to pick up the round. It should most likely go the way of Signature, and we're starting to get a bit of a sense of a fairly similar map to what we saw there on Overpass. I do think Lucid is challenging a little bit harder than what we saw, to be honest, but that doesn't really seem too difficult when you consider it was a 16-4 scoreline with 2 pistols for Lucid.
Had to take a look and see ultimately and how the next couple of rounds do go, because the CT side, once they've actually got the 4-buy up, that's really where they're going to be testing the T-side attack of Signature. And Leaf is actually going to be soloing here with the AWP. There's no pistol supporting him. This is so risky as well, because if Leaf is unable to get out, that means they actually lose the AWP. Also depends how many grenades that Signature are going to be utilizing. They're going in once again for another blind committal on this B bomb site. Could be 5 people stacked here with a pistol for all they know.
Maybe they don't care, Kevin. Been hitting their shots anyway, and they'll probably back themselves in this one.
This is the insta-save. Leaf, you don't, no, you don't go aggressive here. You have no pistols supporting you. You go away. You go away from the site. You realize, okay, teammates coming in through CT, and okay, this is good.
Yeah, it looks like he will get away safely. For a moment, he wanted to go in there and try and make something happen, be the hero for Lucid, but decides to back off. So it'll be another free round for Signature.
They might be able to get a few AKs here, actually, because they've done enough to pretty much contain Signature from pushing it from the CT side, and Rolex has to be trying to clear out these angles, and there's a tri-stack, a shooting gallery that's going on at the moment, and the CT is going to come out on top. They're still going to try and claim these AKs if they can, and look at the damage that are coming out from the pistols right now.
Well, these 3 players left in the banana should be okay to just sit there. They won't die to the bomb. So they'll get away with the 3 AKs and none retrieved here for Lucid. Or 1. Nevi doing a bit of a Neo impression, dodging the bullets.
He gets that AK. That's actually critical, because that means a full belter utility, not only on Leaf, but also on Niffy as well. The rest of the players do have to go missing a little bit, but at least this is going to be a much more serviceable buy than they had about 3 rounds ago.
Forces the reinvestment from a couple of the players of Signature as well. Rolex is down to 50, PP Overdose and Karagi quite low, below 2k as well. Obviously J9's going to be able to bankroll a little bit here, but it's keeping Signature honest at least.
Oh, this is not good. With that AWP, and I think with this utility they're using, now Signature just changing up the pace, but the rifles are good on holding so far, but not for long. It's still going to be 1-for-1 Signature. Their trading's been on point. J9 also locking down this position, but he might have just overstepped his boundaries a little bit. Needs to back away from there.
Yeah, very smart from him. Decides to throw the Molotov down and just gives up the position. That's fine. He can set up a crossfire with Rolex as they can both watch Arch. He can just peek out onto Library if need be. In the end, Zendi will not even check the angle. That'll be a free kill for Rolex.
Sick flashbang, by the way.
Yeah.
Still gets perfectly. The kill. What? What
Leaf is going to try and save the AWP again, but this time he's being pincered a little bit. Needs the no-scope, and he gets it. Not so costly there for Signature as it would have been for Lucid had he dropped the AWP. But at this point, Signature, they're not looking as solid, I don't think, necessarily as on Overpass. It's not like it's just so one-sided. But the thing is, all they need is the trades to be effective on the entries to the bomb site as the AWP does go down. And Signature's going to get in there. 2v2, you lose 2 players, you kill 2 players. That's still favourable for Signature. And they're up 4-2. Now the money, again, is just a little bit wonky for that CT side. So they'll take an eco. Slowly but steadily, Signature getting on top of them.
I think Signature is starting to also try to read what Lucid are doing. So you can see that round where they just, once again, it seems like a lot of blind committals, but it could be down to the scrim practice as well, where they go, Lucid Dream have the tendencies, if they try to take Nana control, these are the nades that they see. J9, I think must have seen a set of nades and gone, there's going to be 3 Nana, which is why they decide to go fast A, especially with that AWP report ringing out. You go, look, the AWPs is going to be on the B side. Where are we going to go from here? Let's go A instead fast. Let's try to catch these riflers off guard when they're not ready for the setup. Works like a dime.
Well, bit of an expedition toward the B bomb site again here from Signature, but bomb still over toward A. So Signature might just walk into the wrong bomb site here. That would not be particularly enjoyable for them. Slow and steady this round though from Signature. They don't want to be dropping the easy rounds. Haven't got enough information yet to really commit to anything.
I think they're still going to go back and commit on the B-bomb site. Rolex has been generally the anchor in this position so far, and that smoke should... I mean, that's a really good smoke coming out from the CT side, which is going to buy a lot more time. But Rolex is just going to be lurking around here. 40 seconds left. CT slowly starting to filter back to the B-bomb site, but they're coming in maybe just a little bit too late as J9 is going to be on the hunt. The Molotov is going to be burning Leaf, and... Can't be turning a new leaf with that one, mate.
No, definitely not. He's been turned into a crisp. But 1 for 1, still okay for Lucid. They've done a bit of damage over to these remaining T players, and if the next couple of kills do go the way of Lucid, then things could get a little bit worrisome. But Karagi, he does manage to find just the one frag there, which is not necessarily enough for Signature to feel comfortable, but it does make them feel more comfortable. And now things are starting to go by the wayside here for the CTs. A bit of damage done, though, by Just Cause. Rolex and Husky with 22 and 4 HP apiece. Peak's going to come out from both, and inevitably the round win will go the way of Signature. A close affair, though. Lucid at least being able to challenge, and now they'll get the guns through in their hands. So another opportunity to try to start building this CT side.
But, oh no, please, no, not the double AWP. Oh, man. You know my feelings about
You don't like
this,
the
Jordan.
double AWP on Inferno.
You've heard my lectures before.
Yeah.
Yep. How many corridors can you take care of with the AWP in an Inferno where you get the map control taken off you by smokes and flashbangs and incendiary grenades? There's only going to be a few, and you need the utility. You really do. You're down 5-2, sure. Mirage, look, double AWP, I'm perfectly okay with that. Any other map outside of Inferno on the CT side?
But you're not a fan of it, Inferno.
Absolutely not.
Zendy is the secondary AWPer for Lucid, and he was having a pretty good time on Train yesterday. Let's see if he can manage to make anything happen here on Inferno as well. Kevin doesn't like it. Maybe Signature doesn't like it as well. They've slowed down a little bit in this round. They don't have the info that there is the double AWP just yet. Fair bit of utility being spent right now on that CT side, but here comes the push from Signature. Good pop flash. Wannafly will drop one player down immediately to start things off. Leaf with the AWP. Can't be traded there by Signature. The entries are working in the favor of Signature, and Leaf eventually will go down to Rolex. Now time for the remaining 2 Lucid players to save, but this is a hole that you do not want to get stuck in, saving over and over and over again and giving up rounds. But this will be a 6th for Signature. It's not too late in the half for Lucid that they have to go for the retake, but it is starting to get to that point. Another couple of rounds here for Signature, and you really are going to be pretty much in a rock and a hard place kind of a situation for Lucid Dream. You go one way and you lose, you go the other way and you lose.
Well, it comes down to timing of this one, and J9. How does J9 still get away with that? And Zendy, yeah, lands the first shot. Look how useful that double AWP setup was. There's a reason why I don't like seeing
Vindictive.
it. I mean, I'm not a person who goes the results mean the be-all and end-all, but with an AWP generally, you go, all right, you have to have the flexibility of either locking down a corridor or making sure you can shift and maintain the distance. On Inferno on that A side, you have to be going, all right, I'm going to be nifty today. I'm going to be Gratisfaction. I'm going to be sitting on that box over there that you see in the middle of the A-bomb site and just shotgunning everyone. In other words, you have to be performing out of your mind.
Yeah.
Right? And unfortunately, Leaf and Zendy, these are not names which I can associate with popping off, going off with the AWP and shutting down. Not even PP Overdose, for example.
No, I don't think anyone in this matchup particularly has a great AWP.
And then what do you do on the B side? Okay, you take Nana control, you post up an AWP either on the wall or at the car, and you just take control of Nana. You get flashbang, you fall off onto either the CT or the coffins or an off angle maybe at the back column. Oh, look. Your best hope is that then you channel the inner spirit of Stewie back in early 2018 and you kill 3 people because you're insane. Once again, I'm sorry, you're not the level of the AWPer where you can do that and get away. Compared to, say, for example, your Mirage on Ticket, you can sit there and pretty much have the luxury of watching an angle on Mirage, on Train, etc., etc. Inferno just doesn't seem to be one of those maps. You have to pull off almost what seems to be a gimmick with the AWP, not standard play.
Well, 6-2, Lucid Dream call the tactical timeout. They don't have money to purchase through in this round, or if they do, it'll be pistol and armor. And it's starting to slowly slip in the same direction as Overpass. I still feel like Signature's having a little bit more of a tough time here. Not that they are having a tough time, but they're at least being challenged. It's a little bit more competitive. But with that said, like 6-2, it tells it all, really. This is the way that the map's gone, and
I mean,
don't judge a book by its cover, but right now, you might as well.
The difference is right now for Signature is that they don't have, I guess, the most cash. Like, they built up a little bit of money on J9, built a little bit of money on Reality as well, Karagi. But for the rest of the players, they don't actually have, like, a huge fat stack of cash. And Default coming out once again from the T side. But there is also getting the apartments control, and Just Cause maybe looking to make a bit of a play right now outside of this position.
Trouble is, he's only got a USP. Oh no, that's a Deagle.
Oh, his Deagle's been pretty lethal so far.
That's true. So, Deagle armor. Find himself an AK, that'd be nice.
I think Rolex spotted his head.
Why didn't he shoot it?
Didn't react in time. Yep, definitely spotted him. So PP overdose, they're trying to pinch him off right now. They realize that there is going to be the danger of the apartments hold, so...
Thanks for the free Deagle.
Free Dougal. It's a chicken.
That is a chicken. Another pretty,
the odds.
another pretty methodical round out here for Signature, where they've just sort of taken a little bit of map control, forced Lucid Dream back. No info available for the CTs now, and eventually they're going to just explode onto that B bomb site. And what can Lucid really do about it? They've got a couple of CZs, so it's just going to have to be an absolutely magical crossfire setup. And okay, Leaf will get one, but that's not nearly enough. Leaf tries to jump through the smoke there and catch the T's off guard, but that really doesn't work in this kind of level of competition. So, Signature, it'll be an easy 7th for them.
I mean, free AK, which is kind of nice, but PP Overdose is already on the hunt, and Zendi, he's not checking this line. Just the pain train continues right now, and Signature doing nothing wrong, really. They're making sure they're taking this default control. I mean, want to fly. He wants to frag, but unfortunately, he's just going to hit the floor. It's just looking worse and worse right now for Lucid Dream. You have to favor want to fly, and then Angle can't win it. He's been the one that was fragging it pretty hard on Overpass. They have another buyout here. Another double up coming out. At least they have utility in the other players. Not as many kits, only a single kit on Niffy. Want to fly, not picking up one, even though he's got the Casher too, so let's see if that's going to be playing a contributing factor. But Signature this time much more faster. They're going to try and take this fast boiler control. You can see PP Overdose knife out into boiler. They're going straight in right now.
Well, it's a big investment from Lucid, so they're going to have to make it work. It's getting to the point where you start thinking about do or die. 1 for 1, that's good for Signature, but still more players on this bomb site. Just Cause has been able to get his utility down. However, the wrap does come in. All the kills go in the way of Signature. Lucid Dream just not looking competitive on this map at all. Zendi, well, he gets J9, but it's an irrelevant frag at this point. And Signature will hold on to the bomb site. Lucid, maybe Niffy wants to try and get an AK here or something, but it's a consolation prize. 8 and 2 up is where Signature's going to be. And you can't even find the frag, so insult to injury there for Lucid. But now it's, you know, we might be seeing the end of Lucid Dream very, very quickly. It's turning from a dream to a nightmare. First map 16-4, and the second map definitely headed that way as well. PP Overdose kills himself with a grenade. What are you doing? Orp will go through at least for Lucid. But money is pretty bad for Lucid. They could force up behind the Orp. Not sold on it. Double Orp certainly hasn't worked out for Lucid.
I'm a pistol at the very least, but like I'm saying, with the double Orp, they get smoked off. They can't really do anything. Leaf is just isolated on the A bomb site, trying to find a different angle, but he's pressured so much by these strong fraggers of the Signature Gaming side at the moment. Now another change up, Zendi fires the AWP. They know the AWP's been saved over on the A bomb, on the B bomb site now. They can commit on the back of a few smoke grenades. Rolex Monster still up to his normal shenanigans.
Zendi with a chance here, but you can bet your bottom dollar that there's going to be some utility headed in his direction to force him off that line. He'll get the leg shot, or maybe it was a shot through the wall, but regardless, it's not the kill shot that he needed. Rolex doing so much damage there to Just Cause. He will drop, and that's an AK over to Lucid. Zendi doing some good work. Looked for a moment like PP Overdose wanted to push through that smoke, but decides better of it. Better chance now, though, for Lucid Dream to actually make a retake work. Here's one that they can actually try to win the round, especially if Husky gets found out, and he does. Niff will get one, but he gets dropped by Carrigan, and that does stabilize things a little bit for Signature. 2v2 on the retake. The AWP coming in from this position. PP Overdose is going to absolutely wreck him if Wannafly doesn't bail him out.
Wannafly pushing forward, but he doesn't land the shots, and that's just a perfect crossfire setup from Signature Gaming once again. And that was the best chance Lucid Dream actually had just then. 4 on 3, but reality steps up big on those Nana kills. They managed to find Husky. I thought, oh, this is it, Lucid Dream. They only need to get one more, and that is around 1, but it's not enough still.
Not nearly enough. 9-2. getting that sense of deja vu right now, and I'm feeling like a broken record, but it's just round after round after round for Signature, and what more can you really say about it but the fact that Lucid Dream is not turning up today?
I mean, imagine that your AWPer is set up in library 10 seconds into the round. Now, I'm all advocating for checking out your local library and making sure you sign up for that free membership. But that's not how you play the AWP on Inferno.
No.
10 seconds into a round, you're meant to try to find these opportunities, and that's why they're so scared right now.
It's a far cry from peaking second middle, from mid with the AWP. But that's the way that the game has been going for Lucid at this point. They have been forced back out of their comfort zone by Signature. And they're looking really, really shaky here on Inferno. In this entire series, in fact. The full rifle set up again for Signature. It's been working out fantastically, so I see no reason to change it.
They don't want the AWP on their T side as well.
No
They've
way.
had the opportunity to pick it up a couple of times, but PP overdose, like I was saying earlier, just... I mean, once again, it's going to be a smoke. There is a little bit of gap of it, so Leaf can definitely use it. Finally, some effectiveness with the AWP, but they're going to try and pincer off the B side again. Zendy still posted on here. Flashbang not coming through just yet, and Leaf... Oh, no, Zendy! Leaf has gone huge.
J9 must know where that player's Molotov has come from, but the pop flash actually comes through. And the entry into the B bomb site wasn't nearly good enough. I was going to say the kills from Leaf are irrelevant if Signature actually get into this site comfortably, but they haven't been able to do that. J9 still making it a very, very expensive round here for Lucid Dream, despite being on 1 HP. I want to say it's possible to clutch. It's very tough. Obviously, he's 1 HP. It's just going to get spammed through this smoke or tagged with the sign of an M4 as soon as he gets spotted, but even still, he's brought this one back down to 2 players. So an expensive round for that CT side. Yeah, he'll go down. He gets the bomb, he gets 2 kills. It's costly for Lucid.
Please just single up. Yes, thank you. Just give that to Leaf. He's been good so far. Zendy, not so good. Give Zendy rifle. And this is dangerous territory now, because this is reset territory for the CT side. Zendy, why is there an MP9? That could have been utility. Could have been a kit. Could have been extra money.
Yep.
But it's a wasted weapon now on the ground.
Just these little mistakes creeping into the gameplay of Lucid. And it doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you're down 9-3, you need every single advantage that you can get.
Exactly. You don't want to be going, oh yeah, we've accidentally bought an MP9, but we're down 3-9 at this stage. We might need that cash in the next round. That could have been maybe a bit of utility in CZs that could play around with without destroying their economy. But that was a much better round from Lucid Dream in terms of the individual players. Leaf was able to hit the shots on that AWP. Once again, I don't necessarily agree with that library angle. I think it was more Signature messing up that smoke grenade as opposed to anything, but it's good to see that Lucid Dream are punishing these. Now good HE grenades coming out from Leaf as well, so it looks like he's starting to hit some nice timings as well.
Slowed down a little bit from Signature. Their entries into the A bomb site have been pretty good, though. Not clean. They've had to trade out. But the trades have been really good. And they've more often than not been able to get into the A site in a favorable situation, as is evidenced by the 9-3 scoreline here. But now it's time for the utility out from that T side. Good shot from Leaf, but the other 2 will manage to get across from Signature. And Husky looking into library, seeing if there's going to be a rotation from that. Or first frag will go the way of Lucid, but traded immediately straight away. Couple coming back, and Leaf's position now known by Husky. It's a 2v2. The bomb can easily be planted by Rolex. He's cleared the site. It's all coming down to Husky here, though, if he can hold on to that library position. Now that he's been spotted, though, starts to swing back in the favor of Lucid. He's going to be forced away by the Molotov. No, decides to peek into it. What on earth? The balls of steel, and he gets the 1-for-1. Would have looked absolutely ridiculous if he would have died.
This is also really bad now, because Rolex Monster doesn't know where the last one is. He's posted it for library, though. This is a nice plan for library. Nif doesn't have that smoke grenade. Has to go... Is there one in pit to recover? I don't know.
He's making noise now, so Rolex knows where he is.
It's making a ton of noise, and Rolex can just play around accordingly. Niffy is clean out the site, knows there's only one position. Hell of a shot coming out from Niffy. Should just be enough time to get the defuse.
He's got it.
That is a big clutch coming out from Lucid Dream.
A necessary clutch gets them up to 4 on the CT side. It's still not great, but it's better than what it could have been. Another buy through for a signature, though.
And you can say that, yeah, Husky pulls off a shot with balls are still and whatnot, but that is actually the game-losing play, or the round-losing play. I shouldn't say game-losing.
It's not the percentage play, that's for sure.
It's the round-losing play because, as a result, Rolex has to go. He was going to go that position and try to trade out anyway. He was, like, Reality wasn't in any danger, or Husky wasn't in any danger. Right? He's getting mellowed out. Okay, play a little bit safely back, but the CT can't cross. You can still spot it from that position. You can play around with your teammate. But as soon as you do that, then Rolex Monster goes, oh, great. Now you're forcing me into a 1-on-1 instead of we can play a 2v1 and then another 2v1. So
we're going to need to see a lot more of that from Lucid if they're going to get back into this series. So far, still very much in control of Signature, even despite the fact that they have started to bleed a few rounds over to Lucid in the last couple. 9-4. Like, it just feels like it's so dominant for Signature anyway.
3-man out of apartments. Once again, I don't really like this coming out from Signature.
Bombs joined them.
This, I mean, it's going to work because Leaf has actually rotated around to the wrong side. Flashbang's coming out. Still the same setup from the CT side. They're jumping out. They're not clearing the lines just fast enough and just cause. Still a 2-for-2. How many times have we seen this story so far? Reality is going to get picked off by the AWP. That's the opener that Lucid Dream needed because Leaf can just anchor down this position to make sure no one can cross now. Barely any utility left on the T side to work with as well. It's going to be all down to the rifle firepower as Lucid Dream can take the time on the retank. They've got some utility to work with as well. Smoke and 2 Molotovs.
J9, however, has managed to get into pit, but he's spotted out by Leaf. Here comes the Molotov from PP Overdose. He'll walk right into the AWP as well, trying to make something happen in the 1v3. Fair enough, but it will result in another round for Lucid. 5-9. And the money is getting a bit low for Signature. Last round of the half coming up here, and they'll actually have a fair bit. Lost a few rounds in a row, so loser's bonus is helping them out.
But for Lucid Dream, at the same time, they're starting to come back into the CT side thanks to Leaf's AWP. He's just been able to get... He's granted the angles, he hit some nice shots, and he's rewarding... I mean, he's been rewarded. His team now have 5 rounds, where we've seen Leaf a critical component of it so far. But for Signature, I'd still say that they're probably rushing into this A side hit a little bit too much. And Lucid Dream should change their setup this time around. They're not going to be sitting 2 in pit, hopefully, because that is too obvious this time around.
Be a slow contact play through this smoke from Signature. They do have a fair bit of utility, however.
They need to smoke off this jungle line still. They need to still do their progression smokes, but the fact is they've actually given up Nana control. And I don't know what to think of that, as Husky is just taking so much damage through the Incendiary Grenade. That's really well placed from the CT side. I think that's Leaf dropping it once again. Really solid stuff.
Not the end of the round yet. Obviously an advantage for Lucid, but Signature starting to make their way into the site. Another good incendiary out. They can't get one to fly off the balcony. Husky's going to be spotted here, but he survives. How long can he survive for, however? Not long enough. He'll get traded down. Signature, they've managed to make it work. J9, the catalyst for it. 2 kills. Bomb will go down, but post-plant doesn't look so fantastic for Signature here. 2 very low HP players, 1 flashbang. And the CT's coming across with a fair bit of utility and HP to back themselves up here as well. Do you expect both of these players on the site this late now?
All right, Zendi, you're going to have to hit this Molotov. That's important because that's going to push J9 off the angle.
Yep.
He's going to die. No, he has to shift, but that might be the game changer right now. Zendi comes in. They should know where PP Overdose is right now. 1-on-1. And Niffy gets tagged at the side of the head. Oh, no! Why are you jumping up? You silly rabbit. Niffy, another 1-on-1 clutch that goes 1-on-2 clutch, technically, or is it 1-on-1?
I think it was a 1-on-1.
1-on-1. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Niffy clutches us out.
Anyway, all he had to do was not jump. But in the end, 9-6 into the half, still pretty good for Signature, but they have actually allowed Lucid back into this contest. It's going to be a tough grind for Lucid still, moving over onto their T side, but
it's a bit of hope
now. It's a chance, exactly.
It was 9-2 at one stage, and you could see that it could have panned out very similarly. A couple of clutch rounds. You say 2 rounds don't go in the favor of Lucid Dream, or Leaf isn't able to start hitting some form with the AWP, and then Signature all of a sudden are up 12 or 13 to the score that Lucid Dream are at the moment. But it's 6-9. Pistol so far traditionally been good for Lucid Dream, but if Signature are able to take the first pistol in the series so far, maybe there's a hope shot out. Who knows?
perhaps.
They're on the CT side as well this time around. So Lucid Dream, a bit more of an opportunity to explore the T side. We've seen the ability of them hitting some sharp impact shots coming into a site, and this is no overpass now. If you hit the impact shots, you are generally guaranteed that bomb site, and we saw that so many times. Signature just didn't really play the post plant correctly and got punished for it. So
yeah, I think as Signature, you would be a bit disappointed by that. They really did drop the ball a little bit toward the end of things. This could have been another dominant first half and probably another dominant map, but now it seems as though we're headed for a bit of a longer one. Pistol will tell us a lot, however, as to how far this series is going to go, how far this map maybe is going to go. You've got to remember, this is potentially the last half for Lucid Dream in these qualifiers, and that would put Signature through to the Asia playoffs against a few of the Chinese teams. But it's not over just yet. Lucid, what more do they have in their back pocket? T-side strategies on Inferno may be lacking because it's not a map that they do play very much. They have not had much practice on it, at least in a tournament environment, in an official environment, maybe in scrims and the like.
I mean, Rolex has to go huge with the dualies at the moment in the position. It is going to be a comps bust with the bomb, and Rolex still crouching down, waiting for that contact to be made. And he has to hit this headshot. He can't unjust cause, and Reality is able to do so. That's bomb lost for a little bit, but there's too many members right now for Reality to take down. So Niffy, once again, impact with the pistol. Still 3-on-2. One person has to go up and grab it, which isn't going to be too long. Has a smoke to work with as well, thanks to Rolex.
Yeah, PP Overdose can't really deny anything there. And another smoke's going to come down. Flashbang's through for the CT side, but flashes up J9, if anyone else. We'll just have to see good shots hit by Signature here, and that is not going to happen. Wannafly is on point today.
That's 4 out of 4 so far for pistols for Lucid Dream, and Signature. Now I think right now Signature are actually going to be tested quite heavily by Lucid Dream, because this is the opportunity for the T side to, look, not go massively ahead in terms of the economy, but really just start dictating the pace and try to just leverage their way back into the series from here. At least 5 rounds in a trot now for Lucid Dream, if we consider both the CT and the T side.
Yep. Still a big mountain to climb. Those grenades do absolutely nothing. PP Overdose, though, he's able to do a bit onto Zendi, but he's on his own here on B and should just get easily overwhelmed. They know his position. Lucid Dream are collapsing upon him. He's just trying desperately to get as much damage out as he can. And to be fair, with the USP, you actually got to give him some credit there. He's done a fair bit of damage. Problem is, it's not all on the same player, and so he can't get a kill, can't keep himself alive, and can't really give Signature much of a chance in this one with only the USPs running out.
Yeah, and the SMGs are just farming up cash at the moment as well. So finally, it's going to be Niffy coming in and cleaning up. Pretty easy money on the back of that SMG, so...
Yeah.
But this is the buy round coming out from the CT side. We saw this in Overpass. They're actually able to afford quite a decent amount of utility alongside with this in terms of the third round buy, so...
4 out of the 5 kills go the way of SMGs in that round, though, for Lucid.
I remember reading a theory that on your CT side and the pistol side, you shouldn't really buy anything on the pistol round, because as a result, you can actually afford a third round buy. Yeah. Who needs body armor if you can get headshots, right?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it, really? Because a lot of the time, it just does come down to who can hit the headshots anyway.
At the end of the day, it's theory crafting, right? I'm not saying that this is going to be the new meta, but we do see teams actually changing up certain strategies. Now, it's going to be a fast department's take, and I do agree with this at the back of the SMGs, as Niffy's able just to overwhelm PP Overdose at Nana. This is a great opportunity now for them to work with. Yeah, very distinct lack of head armor for Signature, so these SMGs are still going to be able to do quite a bit of work. Not to mention Niffy with the M4. Precarious looking situation now for Signature. If they allow this to go back to 9 apiece, Lucid Dream, bit of momentum heading in their direction, could well push us through to a third map. The dangerous part for me is that there has been no progressive play on Signature side, and you're leaving J9 pretty much to die here. Like, there is no way, surely, that this dude is allowed to get away with mowing down 4 people this time around. There's no rotation. They're so far away. They need to save after this round, and that's really just down to the utility Wannafly's just dropped. Now the rotation's coming up, but it's just too late. Well, J9 will need 2 or 3 here. Good flashbang, and that will allow him to get the first. His position should be known now by the CTs, or rather by the T starting to walk in. Karagi, he gets absolutely decked. No head armor. That's his undoing, and that's the head armor issue for the CT side when obviously those MAC-10s and UMPs do come through. That's a nice shot from J9, but that was the only little shining light for Signature. That was big coming out from Wannafly as well, pushing through the smoke, the balls to make that play, because he gets the 2 kills in the CT. If he goes down there, that's actually a 3-on-3 right now, and you still have the rifles and utility up on the CT side. They have a chance of making their way onto the side. But as a result of him pushing through the smoke and getting a little bit lucky on the first one because the CT wasn't paying attention, the second one had a flashbang ready. It means that they actually take the bonus round. They upgrade all to M4s and an AK-47. And they actually draw the score 9 apiece right now. Lucid Dream coming back into this.
They are indeed. Needs to be a save round from Signature here. Probably just the one. Next gun round is where we really will get to see how the second half is going to play out. If Lucid do win it, that's 2 then in a row. There's a bit of a precedent set by Lucid in that case. Pistol armor does come through for Signature. Some of that pizzazz has been lost. It's quite evident. We're starting to see Lucid do a little bit more work on their T side, and I mean on this map in general. Keeping things interesting. Not so much if you're a Signature. They'd rather get this one knocked over with the 2-0. This round, however, not going to be too easy for them. Just pistols, little bit of armor there, so if they can open things up, if Rolex somehow finds something with the M4, but he's actually anchoring the B site, playing maybe the rotator role here for Signature. So he's not going to have an impact early on in the round.
This flashbang needs to be absolutely sick for them to take down Niffy, and he just turns away from the flashbang at the right time. Good stuff coming out from Niffy. He's been really stepping up his game so far, and now it looks like that Lucid Dream are starting to slowly take control of this map.
Well, Husky has other ideas. Does get 2 before going down. A bit of damage done over to Zendi, and he was very close to actually getting that kill as well. Niffy will shut down J9. Rolex in the 1v3. Bomb's only just being planted. If he gets Niff, there's a chance, and now there is. He doesn't have a kit, so he has to move quickly, but he knows the position of Zendi, who's a low HP player. Leaf will have to do the lion's share of the work, and he does spot him out. Bit scary for a moment there for Lucid, but nicely navigated in the end. Full gun round to come here for Signature, however, and it's the double AWP straight away.
Oh my god. Not you guys as well, Signature. Jesus. I mean, Husky does really well here. If he had something else, and I mean, he was really close to getting the third one as well. Imagine what a difference that would have made if he got the third one, but we live in the world of reality, not a fantasy, and I'm seeing a double AWP coming out from the CT side. I don't approve of this. That means a lack of utility. Let's see how it goes overall for them, though. PP overdose. He's got the AWP in his hands. That's all right. Leaf. It's just going to be pushing him off the angle. Lucid Dream setting up for this mid take, but looks like Signature actually want to be contesting for this right now. They've got the rifles trained. Much better entries coming out from the CT side this time around. Zendi still trying to commit right now. It's Reality with the AWP watching this apartment's position,
no.
but he misses the shot, and now it's all down to Rolex Monster dancing around the pit position for as long as possible. Niffy, once again, it's Niffy really stepping it up. He's been fragging it out, getting so many impact kills.
Well, you can't miss that shot with the AWP if you're standing out in the middle of nowhere. You are just going to get punished for it. So that's where the round started to fall apart for Signature. I suppose if Rolex would have gotten the frag there onto Niffy, keeps the lockdown on the pit position, it was still doable, but now it has just absolutely gone by the wayside. Lucid Dream looking actually better than Signature on Inferno. They'll be up 11 to 10, 11 to 9, sorry, an advantage. PP Overdose might be drawn into this one off the back of that kill, but he doesn't really have the time. He just has to back away. He might even be in danger of losing the AWP here, but does back off. While it's an expensive round for Lucid, it's a round nonetheless, and it's more expensive for Signature, so there's that. PP Overdose will get the kill.
So greedy, but...
Yeah, very.
I mean, it still doesn't change the fact that Lucid Dream are actually ahead of that right now, because Signature Gaming, they're in the position where, yeah, they win a round, they can just get reset almost immediately. Pistols are going to be dropped, so they can try to fight it out, but you got to be favouring this going into map number 4 right now. Well, I should say map number 3, but... I guess it's currently up. Would you say going into map number 3 and map number 4 after this?
Would I say?
Yeah,
which
one?
If Lucid wins,
yeah.
Are we going to a map 4?
But we've only played 2 maps. It's been one...
Yeah. So you're asking me if I think Lucid's going to win Cage as well.
Is Cage the next one?
I think it was, yeah, Cage and then Train. Yeah.
Long road ahead, actually, still for Lucid. But making it doable right now in Inferno, which is the important part. And I think it's really down to the weak nano holds from both sides. I mean, so far there's really been no impact from J9 or PP Overdose like we saw on Overpass.
Rolex might get baited into a push here by that utility. Niffy will spot him out. Exchanges of information. But a rotate across from Signature pretty early on. Where is the AWP right now? He's in pit.
A lot of pistols right now on the A bomb site, though, and I mean, they had to. Lucid Dream have relinquished jungle control. If they want to take the Sana control, they have to be using a lot of flashbangs, and they are going to go back into it.
Going back to B. Rolex will spot the info early. He does a little bit of damage over to Nif and Leaf, but he has to back out into that side, and he's just not going to get any help. Oh, he's actually forced the rotate back to A. Signature have forced the rotate over to B. It's all going backwards and forwards right now, but it seems to be favorable for Lucid. They're just a little bit quicker on these rotates than what Signature are. J9, a big spray with the CZ, eventually gets the job done, and PP Overdose steps up with the AWP. Time's running out.
He's just watching the angle. He's just blasting them. This is the saved AWP, and Niffy, he's been good so far, but you can't match the PP Overdose.
That's a huge round with the AWP for Signature. Gets them right back into things. It'll be another buy-through from Lucid, but that's a breath of fresh air for Signature.
Those are the rounds where your AWP then suddenly starts going huge. It's like you hit your personal best at the gym. That's pretty much PP Overdose hitting his personal best so far in the series. He's had no impact, and then all of a sudden, in your bonus round, or not really in a bonus round, in a save round for Signature, in an eco round, you come up huge. He's able to read the rotation just in time. Now some fast nano aggression potentially coming up. Leaf challenging PP Overdose as well.
Well, that might be a grenade from PP Overdose, which would have been a nice little tickle onto Leaf there, but won't be the case. PP Overdose wants to take the challenge again. Time to just back off, I think. He's got 33 HP. This round is really the tipping point for the map. If Signature win, they start to make another comeback for themselves. If Lucid win, it resets the CT economy, and they run away with things most likely.
They're all going to be brawling it out at top mid right now. So Husky playing this counter flash position. There's going to be one underneath at the diggity, underneath porch, on the quad, whatever you want to call it right now. It's just critical for Signature and Lucid Dream. They've got a lot of forces coming out. No one in Boiler, though. Setting up the smokes. It's going to be 3 up mid. Flashbang going to come forward. And there's the first flashbang, but Niffy still getting the entry. The counter utility is going to be used from the CT side, though. And Rolex trying to dance around, can't dance around for long enough, and now Reality has a huge job to do.
J9 might be able to change the course of this round, though, depending on if he pushes through that smoke, if he gets the timing right or not. Oh, great shot from Reality. The bomb has dropped another one there from him, and J9's already on the bomb site, so he's going to be able to back him up. That's a huge rotate across from J9, and a huge round out from Carrigy as well with the AWP.
Ignore what I said. Okay, double AWP works.
Yeah, apparently. 11 apiece. Lucid's money is not great now in this round. It's a pause. I guess it's a tactical pause here for Lucid at this point. They are struggling against this double AWP setup. This was the round prior to the last.
That's just thanks to PP Overdose. He gets the first shot, and that really makes your entries onto the A bomb site. You're then suddenly scared because you go, okay, this is AWPer. I've got to be focusing on him. And you can't really divert your attention to swinging and checking that close corner. And J9 picking up that kill and the AWP, and the AK, sorry, means that you can't really do much from Diggity. They didn't have utility. And you can go, look, that's one small mistake, but unfortunately in the scheme of things at the moment where the score line is so tight, you can't be affording to make these small mistakes because Signature, just then, for example, Reality, they had the advantage on Lucid Dream. They could all come into the A-bomb site, but Reality just goes huge to the AWP, finds the timing, dances around the smoke, hits some nice shots. Am I watching PP Overdose with the AWP? No, it's Reality, and he just cleans it up as well. At the very least, they did a bit of damage over to the Signature's economy, so a lot of the rifles have to be reinvested, but the double AWP still goes through.
Well, the map is still very much hanging in the balance. At this point, for Lucid, like, they can't afford to force buy through, and they have the rounds to play with. If they do lose it, they can sort of just save a couple and rebuy into it later on down the track. But it's a real toss-up as to whether you want to buy in this round or you want to wait it out and buy the next round. But the simple fact of the matter is that the map is still very much a 50-50 at this point. Signature are definitely not ahead, definitely not on top. They've won the last 2 rounds, but they've been fairly streaky off the back of large individual plays. They haven't looked hugely solid for Signature at this point. And for Lucid Dream, they still got to take solace in the fact that this T side has been pretty good up to this point, and the fact that they're on the T side, which means they can reset the CT economy a lot easier. Sometimes it's easier to close the map out on the T side than it is on CT, because you just get that one reset at the crucial time. And that's all said and done then for the CT side. But double AWP seems to be working for Signature. How long can it work though before Lucid figure out what they need to do to overwhelm it? The pit position has been pretty dangerous for Lucid, so they need to figure out what they can do to deal with that.
But similarly, this top mid control has been really good so far from Lucid Dream as well. They've been able to get these aim deals, and even with the porch boost, it didn't really swing anything in the favor of Signature as well. They weren't able to land the shots, and once again, it's Niffy. Every single time, he's able to get these entries, stay alive on 12 HP, but he's able to make some critical impacts. As you can see what happens if the CTs actually stay alive, or both of them, it means that that plan just completely gets ruined. Once again, Reality just around the edge of the smoke, playing around it perfectly, just dropping in and out and just getting the shots that he needs to.
Yeah, I'd say that was a T-smoke as well. But it will be the save for Lucid in this one. Pistols and armor. So they'll go for the buy next round. Grenades not doing too much. A little bit damage from the incendiary out there, but nothing really too exciting. Husky on the aggression. This is a bit of a better sign, actually, I think, for Signature. It shows that they're a bit more confident. Maybe that's going to lower the confidence a little, though, for Husky, as he is just caught out in no man's land. Doesn't have the backup from Karagi there, who had already started back out. And he's given up an M4 to Lucid Dream. So it looked okay, and then it looked awful.
Yeah, needed to land those shots at the end of the day against these unhelmeted opponents. You've got to be landing this M4. Now jungle side under a lot of pressure. J9, he's got an overpass, but he's gone missing a little bit right now. And he's going to have to hit a lot of good shots right now to nullify this danger, but still there's going to be more people. They've got control of CT side. This is going to put PP Overdose in a really terrible situation. He has to just back off onto the site instead.
At least he's got an AWP. They don't really have much to flash him off his line. Just the one flashbang for Zendi. So once that's utilized, if it does nothing, this should be a pretty straightforward hold for him, and he'll get the kill onto Zendi. Knows that the second player has gone into construction. Damage being done over here to PP Overdose, so he just needs to buy some time, wait for the rotations to come across. No sense giving up another gun if you don't have to. If he now starting to make his way onto the side, and PP Overdose should be able to hear this. Knife frag, no way.
Oh, if he picks up the AWP, he could go big right now, but he's just going to switch to the M4. Reality is able to come forward. Didn't realize that Niffy was low, so, I mean, double AWP is still retained, but that's the danger of the AWP in close range. He was just too nervous. He was thinking that Niffy could win this, and his teammates weren't in position, but Niffy just coming in like a demon.
He knew the amount of damage that he'd done to PP Overdose. One right click is enough.
That's actually pretty big for the T-side economy, because you can see Niffy is able to afford a full belt of utility now, alongside with an additional 1,300 in the pocket. When we're getting to the stage where money doesn't seem like a... It is a bit of an ask at this stage, and a lot of pressure going to be placed in second mid. But Husky is absolutely useless in this position. Take him out, ladies and gentlemen. He's done.
Yeah, that's not great at all. But what? How is this happening?
This is really messy from Signature Gaming, and
they're just being a little too aggressive and rushing their shots too much. Husky was, I think, a little unlucky to get caught by the flashbang, to be honest.
That's not unlucky. You've got all this time in the world to be landing your shots. There's no excuses not to be doing so, and J9's going to have to drop a lot of utility. This is where, for Lucid Dream, you actually just bust straight through it as well. Niffy's got the right idea. That's a sharp shot. Once again, Niffy coming up big, and that's a save round from Signature Gaming. They pull out the aggression. I like it, but they don't land the shots. I don't like that.
Yeah, you need to hit the shots. Like, they actually had the opportunity there for 2 free frags, and that really probably should have gone the way of Signature, to be honest. But they just missed. And that happens sometimes, but you can't let it happen in a round like that. When your money is that low, when it's the potential do or die round here in the map, that's a big one to lose for Signature. They'll need to save at least once.
Waterfly's going to walk in just at the very end. If he's able to deny this AWP, this would be absolutely huge right now, because like you're saying, Signature is completely reset at this stage. And I mean, they do have at least a little bit of luxury for double eco, but now Waterfly going to make some noise coming out. There's Reality going down. That's actually the AWP loss, and they might be able to clean up the rifle as well. That's big coming out from Just Cause. That means there's no guns whatsoever. They are forced now into this double eco.
Bad news for Signature. And that could just be the map for Lucid.
Wouldn't say
so
just
much money. Oh, well, 12-14. Yeah, it's not over, but it's going to have to be a big fight back from Signature, and they haven't been consistent enough on this CT side to make me feel like it actually can happen. I don't believe right now that Signature's going to be able to pull it back from a 12-14 deficit. That is assuming, of course, that Lucid has clean anti-ecos here, but so far that hasn't really been a huge problem, at least on Inferno. Rolex's position is a little interesting, especially if the bomb does come in late, which it is. So if he gets this kill onto Wannafly, that's the bomb denied, at least for the moment. But it's only a fleeting moment of worry for Lucid Dream as the cleanup does come across.
I think they realize what they need to do. They're just going to go in quickly and just nullify all the space advantages that Signature are trying to grab. So this is just brawling. This is just devolving into a brawl fest at the moment between the two sides. And Lucid Dream are coming up on top because they've been able to land these shots so far. I don't know how Signature are going to approach this. They've got quite a bit of cash on Rolex as well as, I mean, they've got enough probably to buy on Rolex as well as Reality, but for the others, they're going to have to go with SMGs, or if they decide to go with rifles, it has to be a FAMAS and barely any armor. And I don't know what to feel of that. If you go for the double eco or another eco after this one, you are going to be trying, you pretty much are conceding the 14-12 scoreline unless someone can go huge with a pistol.
I don't get the sense that it's going to happen.
So a couple of questions need to be asked by Signature at the moment. Do they want to force up at the stage, or do they want to eco? Maybe Rolex can drop maybe some CZs, P250s. They are going to force. AWP in the hands of Rolex. He's going to drop that over to Reality. So PP Overdose actually playing the rifle instead of Nana. I think we might be going into cache, unless someone from Signature Gaming steps up big right now.
Well, there have been a few rounds where someone has stepped up big for Signature, but they're still facing a deficit. That's the issue for me. We know it's possible for Signature, but the consistency has not been there here on the CT side. And they need to win 4 rounds pretty much in a row almost. You get reset here at Signature, it's done.
This is the part where, for Signature, I think they need to rotate one of the members over already. You've got this Nana control. You can leave J9 over here, especially with top brackets control being taken. Husky dropping the smoke in the apartments area. PP Overdose now going to be rotating around J9. He's just keeping control of Nana right now. Lucid Dream, they've got time, so they can go back and flush out this position.
And J9's only got an SMG to work with, so for him to get 2 frags is almost impossible. 1, yeah, maybe if he has the element of surprise. And that's just 1. It's just 1. PP Overdose is going to be on the rotate, but he'll be too late to stop Lucid from getting into the site. Wannafly actually does manage to drop there, which is pretty bad news. Now it's 3v4 on the retake. That said, PP Overdose is maybe not going to allow it to be a retake as he pushes through, does the damage over onto Just Cause as well. Smokes down for Karagi, but he's going to push through, denies the bomb plant. He's got the AWP here in this round. Just Cause surely does not win it from here. 25 seconds. There's 3 CTs encircling him. Just missing the shot.
That's the first one, but the bomb's still going to be in barbecue. He picks up the AWP and gives it straight back.
Oh no, it was just the one. Yeah. Okay. Well, still...
There's still a lot of money for Lucid Dream to work with thanks to these last couple of rounds.
But you get what I mean, right? You look at that round and that's still a 50-50 round. That could have just as easily gone the way of Lucid. If the player pushing through the smoke doesn't get the kill there on the B bomb side, if J9 doesn't get one with the MP9 there in the banana, that round really could have gone the way of Lucid. We're at 13 apiece. And I'm still not confident that Signature closes this round out. Money will still be good enough for Lucid as well if they lose here to buy through in the next.
This has to be a clean round coming in from Signature, and if it isn't, well, that's going to be disaster territory. Still fighting over Nana right now, both sides. Though Lucid Dream have to give a bit more concessions due to the smoke grenades being deployed.
That's just the danger of the CT side. Already using a lot of utility early on here. Their money's so cooked.
They're still committing really deep, and they're going to be holding. I mean, PP Overdose is going to be running down, making quite a bit of noise, and J9's going to be mollied out this time around, and Niffy. PP Overdose is dead.
Yeah, he cut all the smoke. He'll just be able to escape. But I don't know how nice this is going to be. Playing the off angle. No, decides to fall back into the site. Karagi has to hit this first shot with the AWP, otherwise it's done. Smoke's coming across for him. Timing shot won't be there.
That's also a time where Lucid Dream can just tug back and forth and go back to the A-bomb site instead. And I mean, at the very least, there's a bunch of rifles to work with. Rolex is going to be hearing this full-on committal right now.
He's been fully flashed out. Husky, his position now known. Good shot from Rolex, needs more on the follow-up. Niffy will get the one. Husky actually surviving in the pit. That's big, but Carrigy caught on the rotation. And Husky, he's being the hero right now for Signature, holding down this pit position. 2v2, needs the backup of PP Overdose, who's just not over here in time. And there's only one place that Husky can be. He gets the kill onto Leaf, and it's into a 1v1. PP Overdose will clutch it out for Signature.
Okay, forget what I just said. Husky, you're back in.
Yeah, but
just as long as you don't make
just
aggressive.
as long as you're not playing aggressively.
As long as you're not playing aggressively, because that was massive. That's what you call a game-winning play. So he makes round-losing plays, and then he makes game-winning plays.
But it's still not great for Signature. Only one player alive. Again, a clutch situation. Again, Lucid Dream just as easily wins that round as what Signature have done, and their money's
exactly
absolutely cooked again in this one. Oh God, the drama. 14-13, Lucid Dream. Again, money's getting low, but they have a losers round bonus. They're on the T side. They should be fine to buy through. Chance now for Signature to at least secure overtime.
That would actually be a big relief at the moment, in all honesty.
I think so, yeah.
A couple of nades missing there. That's not too good. Yeah, because what I was saying is that actually just securing 15 means that you don't have to worry about the economy, because when you go into overtime, you've got everything that you need to work with. And that is so huge coming out from Zendi.
What a shot. Again and again and again, Signature are losing the first player. Rolex has got himself the AWP. But another very scary round here for the CT side, losing that first player. Just PP Overdose on B. Plenty of time to work with for Lucid.
I think this is, if they commit B at the moment, well, the smartest thing to honestly do as PP Overdose is just to spray, contain, and just save as many rifles as you can, because you don't have the economy to really get back into it.
If you get 2 on the spray through the smoke, then there's a chance, but now he's actually going to commit. The incendiary will go down, which will buy some more time. A rotate coming across from J9. But these 2 riflers for Signature are going to have to go absolutely huge on B. If Lucid actually commit to it, they have been quite prone to rotate backwards and forwards. Boost up onto the flower pots. Not something that we've seen actually from Signature much on the CT side at all.
I don't think there's enough time right now. There's not enough noise being made on the A-bomb site. This has to be a B-side commitment, and J9 as well as PP Overdose have to go huge right now. J9, he's in this coffin's position. He's going to make the first contact. PP Overdose just needs to stay hidden, and J9 actually takes down 2. He can't get the spray down. He gets the dink, but not the kill.
Just overwhelmed. He felt like he had too much to do there. Really didn't commit to either of those kills, where he should have just gone and tried to get one of them. J9 comes up massive. You don't expect to get 2 kills from coffins. And then PP Overdose just whiffs. And this will be 14-14 with the economy being reset for Signature. I'm sure they're going to take the AWP and the M4 through. Maybe. If Husky doesn't die here.
Yeah, he shouldn't. Yeah, Just Cause is like guns out.
Well, it's an AK.
Or not guns out.
Knives out.
Hey, is Wanderfly? No, okay, Wanderfly's going to be safe.
I'm still not sold.
No, so Signature have to force up pretty much on the back of this. Which means pistols, barely any utility.
Pistols, armor.
Pistols, armor, barely any utility. They're going to have to fight close quarters, try to get into some cheeky positions and take some territory off Lucid Dream. This is not safe territory for Lucid Dream either, because they had to they lost 2 rifles.
Well, if they lose here, their money's reset.
Their money's reset as well, so I think overtime at the moment will be a blessing for both sides right now to try to clean things up. But for Signature, they, look, it's so hard to tell at this stage. It's really going to just come down to the individual plays.
Okay, Rolex has thrown the AWP over to Carrigy. There's some SMGs through. To be honest, at this point, you almost would prefer to have the CZs, I think. Regardless, Lucid going to just try and play a little bit quicker in this round, and that might just work because there isn't much to hold off with for Signature. At least it allows them to utilize their utility to effectiveness. Husky on the site with the AK will need to come up big. Carrigy, we've already seen him lose a round from this position. If he misses a shot with the AWP, he's done. Decides to back off through the smoke, takes a peek down to the other angle.
This is good because Lucid Dream have drawn out a lot of this early utility. And this is so critical. PP Overdose holding on to his grenades right now might be the round winner right now for Signature, because if he's able to stay alive, he can listen to when they get to car. It's really rare for T-Science to be making a contact play this late. They don't know where the AWP is just yet. I think surely that top brackets player should be hearing the scoping. So they should start having a bit of awareness of what's going on. And PP Overdose,
well, there's not that much utility actually left here for Lucid. The one smoke, which they'll probably throw into CT spawn over on the B bomb site, but PP Overdose is going to throw down a late smoke. Grenade comes out here. Oh, he could get caught off on the push, but no. No one's pushed through the smoke just yet, and a very, very far progression right now for PP Overdose. I don't know that they expect him this close now, this late in the round.
Another smoke coming out. They have to commit on the back of this. And oh my god, he's just going to be sitting here.
This is huge from PP Overdose, but how many can he get? 2? No, just Husky. There's 3, 4. What?
So that's Niffy getting a team kill, but that was so big from PP Overdose. And the Husky, he's planting the bomb. They're all dead.
Oh my god.
Husky, what do you check? They're all dead.
I have no words for that round. You could tell, I could kind of like, what is actually going on here?
PP Overdose just won that round pretty much, and J9 getting one, I think one in that position. A lot of damage done towards the players on Lucid Dream. They had a good read of the situation because PP Overdose, they use all the smokes aggressive. Lucid Dream had to commit at that stage, 20 seconds left. And this is actually all rifles right now. Leaf's got the AWP for the first time on the T side. He was good on the CT side, and he's going to be matching up against Reality this time around. Otherwise, for the rest of the players, it's CZs, Deagle on Zendi, a Mac-10. This will be heartbreaking for Lucid Dream if they lose this right now.
Well, they might just lose it here and now, but overtime is a possibility. Leaf, dangerous with the AWP, and Signature are definitely giving him opportunities. Eventually, he does strike. They just seemed unaware that there was an AWP watching them from Banana. Signature, again, they just don't give themselves an easy situation, do they?
Absolutely not.
Every single round, they want to lose the first pick. Karagi is going to take a bit of a recontest here, but Leaf is watching as well. I think the winner of this aim duel might actually end up winning this round. Karagi spotted him, but he's going to have to back out. Oh, the re-peek. Who wins that? Karagi does.
AWP still up in the hands of Niffy, though, and also
over to the A site.
Yeah, spotting 2 people out. They've got all this jungle control right now. Both players inside pit. They might have to relinquish CT, so J9's going to have to be aware of that quite soon. But they are going to be continuing around this wraparound to mini pit into Moto. And there it is. There's Rolex Monster spotting. They're going to make contact. They're going to bust out, but they still got to get rid of the Rolex Monster, who's destroying them at the moment.
Nif, the last one alive here with the AWP. 1v3. Signature might have just grasped a victory from the jaws of defeat. It was looking so bad for them, but now in the 1v3, Niffy just trying to clutch it out for Lucid. He'll be able to get the bomb down, and it's still a chance. 1v2 with the AWP. He spotted out J9. I don't know that J9 would have spotted him there, but I think he has. He's holding his position strong. Jumps out from Library. He'll go down. The trade needs to come out. It won't. Niffy's won the round. Lucid Dream. Goodness me. Goodness me. What a throw from Signature.
I wouldn't even say that's a throw. That is just, they're coming in because they're thinking that Niffy's going to be pressured and has to focus on one angle, but he just dances around the box perfectly, and unfortunately, Reality can't land the shots. We're into overtime, but like I'm saying, I think this is a blessing for both sides in all honesty. It's been devolving into just a scrap battle because both sides are trying to reign supreme in terms of the money situation. Neither side really came out cleanly at the end, but what a round coming out from Niffy. At least keep Lucid Dream alive in it. That's absolutely huge with that AWP play.
They're alive, but for how long? Signature didn't really have much of a CT side because their economy was so wrecked. So I wonder now how things are going to change once we're into overtime. MR3 16K, of course. They'll have plenty of money. They can do whatever they want. The double AWP was pretty effective for them when they did have it. That's an option for them now. But that round really was winnable for Signature. It was a 3v1. And Niffy's clutched it out. So Lucid Dream still in with a chance.
I mean, both sides in really, really good chance now. I mean, Signature, yeah, they'll be kicking themselves in the foot for not clutching that one out a little bit better. You had all the time to work with, and they just rushed it because they felt like they had to close the gap. And Niffy just hitting that shot at the end. What do you say about that?
Well, you could just see it happening in slow motion, couldn't you? As the player walks out from the smoke, it's like, you're done, mate. This shot doesn't miss.
And it just feels like a lot of the situations, if Signature knew that was a potential opportunity to happen, they wouldn't have made the same play. But you have to really concede for both sides. Lucid Dream have been making some sick plays. So have Signature Gaming. Both sides have really, look, loose mistakes sometimes, haven't really cost games so far. Round-winning players have won them rounds for both sides. And now it's down into, you've got all the money to work with in the world. Are we going to see a double AWP setup coming out once again? How is Signature going to go on the T side? Just remember that Lucid Dream were able to hold on to the end of their own CT side as well.
It's been quite an exciting map, at least toward the end there, where the money was becoming a problem for Signature, and then they were fighting back, and then Lucid was fighting back. Really been backwards and forwards, and so hard to tell, almost impossible pretty much to tell who's actually going to win this.
Look, it's better than Overpass. I'll put it that way.
Definitely.
Overpass was, look, Signature, they made it 2-0, but a lot more on the line right now for Lucid Dream. A lot on the line for both sides, in all honesty, because the Signature, they don't want to really let this drag on further and further.
No, definitely not. But at least for Signature, they've got an extra couple of lives here. So
100%, but you don't want to be losing those extra lives. And we've seen scenarios where this is going all the way back to the Katowice qualifiers for the ANZ region. Tainted Minds up against Order.
Yeah.
Didn't Tainted Minds go up 2-0 and then they got reverse swept 3-2 because they were up 1-0.
They won the first map and then they lost the last 3.
Exactly. So in the scenarios like this, you don't want to be looking down a barrel of this is a huge opportunity for either of these teams. For Lucid Dream, this is your opportunity to come back into the rest of the series. The Signature, you secure this overtime right now. Well, you're not over in Odense just yet, but at least you have a chance to test your mettle.
One more step on the road.
Exactly, because you're looking at the Chinese region. We're saying they're strong at the moment, but let's take a look at the reality of it is that, okay, the firepower can definitely match up. You're gaining experience regardless. And who are the teams that are qualifying forward? Well, it's still yet to be known. Tyloo have not been the strongest of forms recently.
Or MVP, and then the loser of that versus, I suppose, probably Tyloo will come through from the lower bracket.
But who knows, because Tyloo haven't had the best form, and we've seen them actually knocked out a Star Stewie so far, so maybe they're in a bit of a slump at the moment. So even then, it's not a guarantee for, I guess, Tyloo and MVP to come forward. BC might very much come forward in that first position right now.
Definitely. To be honest, MVP actually didn't look that good in their match against MVP or, against eHome or Gosu. It was a 2-1 in both cases for MVP. Sure, they won, but they were very, very sloppy games. And definitely not the usual caliber of play that I would have expected to see from MVP.
And we do say like online CS and online Asian CS, but at the end of the day, this is how you pretty much qualify forward in terms of everything. So Niffy here has been outstanding so far this series, I'd say, just from the impact kills, and now into overtime. Leaf's got the AWP once again, and Signature Gaming, are they going to be doing something a little bit more different now towards Nana? It's going to be, okay, 3 towards Nana. Wow.
You'll be looking for the 3-0 on the CT side here for Signature. They do get 9 on T, but
that's how scared they are of Leaf sitting at log. They're using a double nade stack, just like that. There's
lots of utility expended early by the CT side and basically none from Lucid. Just a couple of flashbangs thrown out.
Really good awareness from Leaf as well to not try to make that play. He goes, all right, they are most likely to cotton on to the fact I've been going logs a lot of the time. I'm going to play safe this time around.
Into toward the A site here for Lucid. It's at least a better start for Signature in that they haven't lost a player early on in the round, which is what they suffered so often toward the end of the CT side, and they were able to still scrounge some rounds together. Lucid starting to throw their utility out. Rolex does get tagged up quite heavily by the Incendiary. Does back away. Still alive. That's what's important for the CT side right now. It looks like it'll be an A take here if he does find Carrigy, and it's really only Husky right now. And, well, he'll get Zendi, but should get traded. Doesn't actually. 2 kills for him, and that allows time for Rolex to come across here. Now the crossfire set up, and it should at least be traded out. Lots of damage done there by Rolex, but in the end he can't actually land the frags, and all the players coming on the rotate are going to be falling. PP Overdose in the 1v2. Let's see what he can manage. He's picked up the AK, decides to rotate around through brackets.
Once again, it's Niffy, big frag coming out, getting the trades that he needs, and a really big letdown coming in from Rolex Monster on that A bomb site. He needed to land those shots onto not only Leaf, but onto Niffy as well. PP Overdose going to be having a good crack into it, but Leaf's trained on that angle. Lucid Dream continue the winning ways so far.
And that could have even been better for Lucid. Like, for example, Husky getting 2, you wouldn't necessarily expect him to get 2 from Pit like that with no backup. So he even just almost salvages it for Signature. But it wasn't even really, it felt like a close round. It just seemed like Lucid kind of waltzed their way into the A-bomb site. Signature aren't pushing the extremities. They're not taking any control of the map at all. They're not putting Lucid Dream under pressure. They're just sitting in their bomb sites waiting. And they're playing reactively. PP Overdose this time will take a peek into Banana. Pops a grenade for it, but he gets the kill onto Leaf. That's a better start to the round for Signature. At least they're doing something now on the CT side.
I think this is the first round that they actually got the entry, like in terms of the first kill. It felt like on the CT half, Signature always lost one man very, very early on. And this time around, it's a completely different story. A lot of grenades being expended on PP Overdose. And he's still holding firm. Niffy trying to transition through the smoke. This man's already on 29 kills. Flashbang also to try to gain control of Nana.
PP Overdose smartly just backing away here. No need to give up a free kill. And it is going to allow the extra rotator to go across. Molotov in there, so they know at least there's still a player in Banana. Niffy has the AWP, spamming away through the wall. EP Overdose. He'll just decide to drop the smoke down. No, he won't. He'll just back up. I'll flash through, and he does get the better of Niffy in the trade.
Doesn't know it, though. And now a progression play coming out from Lucid Dream as well. Getting that smoke deep down.
Nope. Oh,
there is a bit of a hole in the smoke. The flashbang doesn't go forward, but... Oh! Reality still gets that shot down, and Joey is going to be here. J9 going to be suspecting there's going to be one more and want to fly. Yeah, he's going to die instead.
Want to die. 1 for 1, though.
They spotted out Husky's gun barrel, surely.
Well, Rolex, if he gets decked here on the site, then it is still opened up for Lucid. He manages to transfer his position, jumps up onto the boost. In the end, Carricky helping him out. Rolex, you spam through the smoke. Help your buddy out. Yeah. In the end, Carricky gets the kill. Good round for the AWPs for Signature.
Might be the tipping point right now in this final half. So final round of this overtime half. Leaf's actually gone back to the AK. Doesn't really think that he can make the impact felt with the AWP. Might not have. No, he actually had a really good spawn for it, but looks like he wants to try to take control this time around with the rifle. Reality. He's going to be feeling pretty solid about himself. Once again, deep incendiary grenade to try to get control of this mid area, force Leaf into a bit of an awkward scenario, but it's going to be a much faster tempo play to take control of this top mid area. The Molotov is going to drop a little bit close to the CT side.
And still gives Lucid Dream pause for thought. And they'll back away. PP Overdose so close with the AWP. Like, what are you doing? What a madman. He decides to back up. At least he has that info for his side. But look at how much utility's been used from Signature. They were so scared of that rush. They dropped all of their Molotovs, all of their HE nades.
But similarly, Lucid Dream have to, if they want to take this B-side control again, they have to be using these flashbangs. And PP Overdose is posted. He just gets 1 kill, drops a smoke grenade. And he can still continue to peek out and just drop utility as he falls back.
Oh,
but Niffy, of course it's Niffy. He's got 30 kills right now.
Yeah, just a little overconfident that he wasn't going to get rushed down. Smoke's in for Lucid. J9 on the rotate here. He'll be the first there. But he's going to have to wait for his teammates. And now you look at Signature and you think, what have you got to retake this site with? And it's not a whole lot. A few flashbangs, that'll be nice. Smoke maybe in for Banana. But 4v4, you always back the T's in this situation. It's much easier to hold on to the bomb site with even numbers than it is to retake. Here comes the smoke in. Rolex has dropped immediately, and it's just going to be a one-pronged attack. Wanna Fly getting the kill. Zendy a couple here as well, and the round is over. It'll go the way of Lucid Dream. That's all off PP Overdose, just not backing away fast enough, and Niffy hitting a great shot. 17-16 in the favor of Lucid, and they move on to the CT side. To be fair, the T side was actually better for Signature.
But not towards the end, where it felt like Lucid actually had the answer. And now Niffy's starting to really step up in terms of the rifling. And you got Leaf hitting shots as well. None of the guys from Signature have really been impressing so far on the defense. PP Overdose, that was a perfect scenario for him to peek out and just get kills as they're transitioning in. But Niffy with another blinder, once again, just putting Lucid Dream on his back.
Yeah, really is individually winning so many of these rounds for Lucid. Big deficit here for Signature. Even though it's just the 1 round, it's such a scary prospect. None of their rounds have looked comfortable in probably the last 15 to 20 rounds that we've seen. Sure, they've been getting round wins, but Lucid Dream has looked better. It's just the eye test, that's for sure, but...
That's all you need right now to bring it back into 1-2 in this series and to try to make your way, try to claw your way back into it. It always starts with just taking these little critical rounds, a little impact frag here and there. Niffy getting this clutch in terms of the AWP, and Zendy timing out once again. I'm saying it's Zendy because he's always the one he's always the one disconnecting.
We saw it yesterday as well. Actually, Lucid lost a round yesterday because someone timed out, and I think it might have been Zendy. They had a 4v3 post plan, and it was... No, 4v2 post plan. And the player timed out, and it was a 3v2, and they didn't have quite a good post plan anymore. And they ended up losing the round, but they still won the map. Just took them a couple of rounds longer than it needed to.
But I mean, for Signature as well, if they can dictate the tempo and how this play is going to go on their T side and try to make things work for them again, it's very possible they can not only take the victory, but maybe bring it into second round of overtime. I think that should be their objective for now, and that's not a good start, taking a lot of damage from the utility earlier on from the CT side. I think so far what Lucid Dream have been doing better is actually doing damage on this Nana take.
Yeah.
In terms of their grenade usage. Signature's grenade usage at Nana hasn't been impressive. Definitely, I mean, not trying to compare them to how MVP approach or even like a team like Order or whatnot. It just hasn't been the same level, obviously.
Definitely not. Big setup across the map from Signature here. Not committing to anything just yet. J9 will have a peek into Banana, so he's got a fair bit of info there for his roster. And he can also start to pressure the B bomb site, which you can see has already drawn a rotator across. Here comes a smoke in from him. What is Signature actually going to do with this advantage? Do they know that they have the advantage?
I don't like how they've also just rotated out so quickly. They're going to flash and get this information, but I don't know if it's going to come in too late or too early. It's coming in just in time if they're able to get the rotate down, if they push down Nana quickly. All the Signature Gaming are not aware of their flank, and Zendi on fast on the push. No one's watching this, and they're going to catch two off in the back of the head. Really nicely timed push from Lucid Dream, and PP Overdose is trying to recover the situation desperately. Zendi can't go down right now. This is going to be an absolute disaster if he goes down.
It's a 2-for-1, still favourable for Lucid. Signature are going to hightail it to the B bomb site, then back to Odense. Look how low these players are on Signature right now. Lucid in pole position to win this round with 17 seconds on the board. Signature need to get in there and get the bomb down. They will need to have some stellar entries, and they are still not in the site with 10 seconds left on that timer. Kills coming across in the favour of Lucid. J9 will not win this round now, and Signature just too slow. It takes them forever to set themselves up for the A take. And it allows Lucid to push down Banana. Now, look, Signature need to win 2 in a row to force us through to a second overtime.
They lose control of that Nana, and Lucid Dream, they don't... This is what I like.
They didn't lose control of it. They gave it up.
They gave it up. I mean, in this case, they did lose it because Lucid Dream did take it off them. And really, that's down to, okay, they make an over-rotation based on no information, which is really risky. But what they do with that instead is they go, okay, let's actually make a flashbang and actually get some control. Man, every single time, Signature just copping nade damage, just double nade coming down. They're taking more and more. And Lucid Dream just putting themselves in a position to bring it onto Keish. Leaf, with the AWP, is blinded off the angle. He needs to land a good flick shot and doesn't get away, unfortunately. J9 needs to go super fast in. Rolex as well in this apartments area. Not really doing enough, I'd say, to pressure Just Cause enough. And where are the rest of the players? Signature coming in so separated.
Yeah, this is done. It's done. Lucid Dream are going to win the map. Signature have fallen apart there in the overtime. And they've, well, look, 2v1, 3v1 even to close the match out there for Signature, and they couldn't get the job done against Niffy, who was the hero there in the overtime as well for Lucid Dream. Signature need to go back to the drawing board. They have let that one slip, something chronic.
I mean, this is where it comes in. That's one of the extra limes burnt at the moment. They've got 2 more, you say, but going on to Keish and Train, remember Keish is going to be Lucid Dream's map pick. A lot of missed opportunities over that series for both sides really to close out a little bit earlier, but at the end of the day, it's just a result that matters, and Lucid Dream, they live to fight on to another map. Yeah,
and they're starting to step up now as well. Took them a little while to get into this series after that 16-4 on Overpass, and now you got to say, for the last 10, 15, 20 rounds of that map, Lucid Dream looked like the better team. It just felt like it was Signature trying to stay in there, and they were staying in there, but inevitably it was going to be Lucid Dream that would close it out, and it was. But you have to be so disappointed with that as Signature. You look at the individual rounds that they could have won, that they really should have won, and they didn't. All it took was that one round, 3v1. You let Niffy get away with the AWP, and you let him take you down in the clutch situation. That would have been 16-14 for Signature.
I mean, Signature at the end, they have only themselves to blame, pretty much. It was, okay, they do the same thing. They get punished by the AWP in the hands of the Leaf. They play really bad post-plant positions, for example, and they just give these little opportunities away where they're making risks that they don't need to. Like, this is a classic one. Like, PP Overdose, like, what do you think the AWP's going to be doing? Not listening with his ears? So, Lucid Dream, they get all these rounds in a row. Signature Gaming, they've never used a tactical pause, and I don't know why they haven't used a tactical pause, just to compose themselves and talk about what they need to be doing. I always believe it's a good idea to be resetting the scenario in terms of what they need to do and talk about how to proceed onwards from here and how you're going to counter what Lucid Dream, what their default has been, what their utility usage has been like. So, I don't know. At the end of the day, it's going on to Keish, and I have to say this, once again, swings back in the favor of Lucid Dream. Cage just seems to be a map very similar to Inferno. If you're able to get those kills on the site, if you're able to play around the rotations enough like Lucid Dream did, you are pretty much guaranteed a very easy map victory from that point onwards, as long as you land your shots.
I'm just waiting to see the 1v3 here for Niffy, which is going to be coming up in just a sec. Rolex did fantastic to hold things off, but J9 pushing through there. We didn't actually catch the first kill onto Rolex, but oh, that round. It's a good shot there from Carrigy, but not enough. I mean, look, there was moments there for both sides where they really could have lost that one, but I do feel like Signature did let it slip a little bit too much. They started off the map pretty well. It was always Lucid Dream kind of catching up, and then once they caught up, Signature wasn't able to hang on for long enough.
It very much boils down to this, and you have to use it in comparisons in terms of how the international teams take Nana control. There's been very poor and lackluster Nana control from both sides. I mean, the last time I saw a guy sitting at logs uncontested with an AWP has been literally 2016. That stuff should not be allowed right now. That's just down to fundamental error in terms of utility usage. So
yeah, well, Signature need to jump back into those ESCA servers and figure out what they're doing with that utility on Banana. I guess that's too far gone now as we're moving on to Cache. It's time to put that one in the past for Signature, and you definitely want to be putting that map in the past because you wouldn't want to be ruining on that. It really probably should have been Signature to close this one out. But in the end, we're on to a third map and potentially even a fourth here if, like you say, Lucid Dream on Cache, it's their map, potential for them to push us through to Train. And at that point, then you maybe even start to favor Lucid Dream. They've got the momentum. They're starting to feel good. Signature might be starting to feel out of this matchup. Still, though, they've got lots of chances. We're going to head to a quick break, but map 3 is going to be coming up shortly. Cache up soon. Don't go anywhere.